1962 Impala Restoration, Part 8. Removing the ugly. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us a like. Let's get into this. Okay. Big gap at the top. Little gap at the bottom. At some point it looks like this car was probably lifted up maybe with a forklift, something like that, right under the rocker that was severely compromised by rust damage, and it collapsed. And moving to the inside, it's a little more evident. That damaged the inner quarter panel as well, and putting straight up edge up against it, pretty evident. Now I had welded in a brace. We're going to remove the passenger side because that'll hold it, keeping us from the repair. And what we're going to do, weld a tab, install a clamp, and we're going to use the frame fixture as an anchor and pull down this area to remove this damage. And we'll just call it collision damage. It's very important to not start replacing body panels unless the body is square and any collision damage has been removed. I've seen a lot of cars where guys had not taken that step and it's just compounding the problems, and things really don't line up and parts have already been welded in. Bad situation. We just want to follow the steps, follow the formula. And you see how much we pull that down by the straightness of the rocker. And there you go. Now we can move on. Okay, on the front area, building a brace to support it while the rockers get cut out. Using the fireball squares. And we're measuring the distance because we always want to keep everything square. And that's the distance of the this little section we're installing. Got the last clamp into place. Now we're ready to weld up our brace. And if you're installing a brace like this, you don't really want to over weld it because this is all going to get cut back out. Okay, moving on. Now we're rough cutting the last section, remaining section of the rear floor. Right hand rocker. There goes some ugly. Now we're moving over to the left-hand rocker. And you can see as we're cutting this apart, and this is really important, a good tip. When you cut a panel apart, if it doesn't, or let me back up, what you're looking for is the cut line not to expand or to twist or to move between the two parts a lot. And that tells you that there is little pressure in that area. Now if you cut something and it springs back or jumps, or the gap gets really huge, well, you pay attention then because you have a lot of pressure, the weight's distributed unevenly, and that can lead to issues when you're going back with it. And we're just getting all of this ugly out of the way. Now we want to pay attention to where we're cutting, definitely. And then after this step of removing the majority of the rusted metal, then we're going to come back and separate the body or the seams. And you can see how far out that quarter panel had been pushed. Just manually bring it back into shape a little bit. Moving the brake pedal so I can have access to the front floor pan. Doing a rough cut. And these are the rear shelf braces. We're going to drill those things out. And I wish it was that easy with the drill. And we're going to use our air hammer to carefully maneuver around and separate that panel. Hey, and if you've missed any parts of the Impala Restoration, you can go back through our video playlist and catch up. Now, we've got a little ways to go on this Impala, but every step of the way, we're going to do a video and walk you through it. And if somebody's building an Impala and is doing similar work, well, maybe I can show you a tip or trick, or just as a reference. And getting that last little piece out of the way. Now, we could have cut this further back, but we don't want to cut out too much at this point. We want to leave as much strength in this car as possible. Yeah, that back section, that's all going to be replaced also, but we don't need to go crazy and cut out a bunch of stuff. And there we have it. It looks like a little pile. It's actually a lot of material. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave us a like. Leave us comments in the comments section. If you have any questions, please ask. All right, we're prepping for part 9. And as always, thanks for watching.